5 ugly truths about success no one is telling you about. Let's go. The thing about success is you always see the end result. You see Lambos, you see mansions, you see women, you see people traveling, and we all know that right now one of the biggest marketers out there that's showing that kind of stuff is Tai Lopez. And it's hard not to buy into the end result. But everything that we know about success, or we see on the surface level about success, isn't always that pretty. Make sure you hang around to the end and you'll see that there are some positive things about success. You just need to learn how to think about them. The number one, and I'm going to say the number one thing that's going to hurt you the most about having success is that people turn on you. All your friends, your homeboys that you thought were really cool with you, you're going to want to tell them about your ideas because, well, number one, they're brilliant ideas, they're $1 million ideas, and you're going to want to share that with your friends. Unfortunately, your friends aren't as motivated as you are. Man, look, you're a part of a 1% crowd, a very elite group of people that take action. Unfortunately, everybody else in your circle, you're going to remind them of what they won't do. And they're going to start to resent you for it. Then, misery loves company. They're going to want to invite you out. They're going to tell you to come go partying. And when you don't go, they're going to turn on you. Another thing that I see people doing is networking with a lot of other people, thinking, hey, I just need to network with like-minded people. But if you're networking with a bunch of people that are on the same level you are and they aren't successful yet, you don't know if they're really a part of that 1%. So what I suggest you do is don't network, don't talk to your friends, read a lot of books, have mentors through books, and then start networking with people once you get to the level and you can network with like-minded people or people that are smarter than you. Number 2, it's not as glamorous as you think being successful. The grind is like never ending. And so especially in the beginning, again, what you see on the surface level, you're not kind of looking behind the curtain and seeing all the shit that's grinding. It's like Big Ben, that big ass clock in England. You see it on the outside, but do you actually think about what's on the inside of that building? Go Google it. Go look at the inside, the inner workings of that big ass clock, and you'll get to see all the grinding gears and shit that's going on. The guy that has to go in there every day and lubricate everything to keep it moving. I use Tai Lopez again because, again, he's a marketer that everybody knows who he is, and if you don't, you're probably under a rock or somewhere. It looks like Tai Lopez is having a great time, right? He's always in Lambos, and he's going to movies, and he's always hanging out with women, and he's always traveling. But if you notice, he always has that phone in his face. In the morning when he wakes up, good morning YouTube or good morning Snapchat, and before he goes to bed, before I go to bed, he's going to pitch you something, right? He's constantly working. He has a bunch of people, a team around him, grinding all day and all night. What's going to happen is you need to fall in love with the process of the grind. And I promise you, it's going to kind of happen naturally, right? You're going to start loving the grind. The more grinding you do, the more you'll make the needle move in the direction of which you wanted to go. And that gratification, it makes you start to love the process of getting to where you need to go. Number 3, people always talk about the balance between work and your regular life. And unfortunately, again, that's not always true. As a matter of fact, I read in a couple of books, one of them is called The One Thing, that there's no such thing as balance. It's counterbalance, right? So what happens is when you start to do too much work, then you don't try to balance that out. You counterbalance that with enough play. I want to bring up an example that I always talk about, and it's Oprah Winfrey, when she says the Oprah Winfrey Show was the #1 talk show for 25 years in a row because she intended it to be. And intentions and your North Star kind of need to be what you need to look at. Because when you're looking for balance in your life, again, you need to fall in love with the process. If you're heading into a direction where you want to go to become the best version of yourself, something else that Oprah Winfrey talks about, that's starting to get a little woo-woo, but if you really think about it, all we're all trying to do is try to find a purpose and then get to the best version of ourselves to serve that purpose in our life, right? And if you're headed in that direction, there's not really a balance there because you're really kind of loving the grind on your road and your journey to get there. Number 4, In the hood, we got something called more money, more problems. A lot of people think that the more money I have, the less problems I'll have. Working for yourself doesn't mean you're gonna have less problems. You're gonna learn how to fix problems and become solution based. In other words, you're not gonna keep blaming people for the problems that you have or looking in a direction to say, or playing the blame game. You want to own all of your problems. And the reason why you want to do that is because if you try to blame that problem on someone else, like Nancy, for instance, if I just say Nancy is the center of all my problems, if I can't change what Nancy does, then I can't fix the problem. I have to wait on her to fix the problem. If you own all of your problems, you become the solution to fix all your problems. Number 5 is future casting. You're going to find yourself looking at luxury cars, again, Lambos. Money isn't going to bring you happiness. Now, I know we've heard this a million times when you hear these billionaires always say, you know, you shouldn't be trying to go for the money. Money is not going to be, and, you know, it's like, look, dude, you already have billions. Don't tell me not to look for money. But I kind of get what they're saying. If you're looking for money and that's going to be your goal, once you get the money, you're not going to be driven to do anything else after you get the money. So you say, I want to make $1 million. Once you get the million, now what? The whole theme of this entire video has been fall in love with the process. Being a successful entrepreneur or just successful person in general means that you're going to have to do a lot of work. You just have to keep your head down, get the work done, and a lot of times that's going to be frustrating. So if you fall in love with the process, fall in love with the grind, and you head toward that North Star, that's going to be the bane of your happiness. That's where you're going to find the joy. So now's the time that I come to tell you that if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like this video if you like the video. Share the video. You know, sharing is caring. If you know somebody that might benefit from watching this, go ahead and share it. Visit fhp.io. That's Funnel Hacker Pro, my Facebook group. And hit that bell if you want to get notifications when I upload these videos. Remember, becoming a successful person is an everyday thing. No excuses, no explanations. Let's get it done.